Alright, today's project is going to be, I just want to kind of get a path. We've cut down a lot on the road over there, so I want to get some of this down just so I can have a clear path so I don't have to keep riding around, and also clear up this path. And I'm going to stick it over here in this pile. Just have a pile over here we can maybe burn later or whatever, but I started too early. I was supposed to take before pictures, so thankfully I caught myself. So we're going to try to clean out some of this morning while it's still warming up before I get on to my other projects. Maybe use some of this hard work to warm me up because it's kind of chilly out here. Alright, so cutting down some trees, and I'm telling you, it's like I'll watch other YouTube channels and they cut down a tree and they pick up these massive pieces and throw them up on their shoulder and take off. And I'm thinking, now I worked out for 20 years, so how are they picking up those limbs like that? Now I don't know if different type of trees are more dense than others, so therefore weigh more than others. I'm hoping that's the case, or maybe I just need to keep hitting the gym. Anyway, making some progress here. Got a little bit down. Got my first tree down. It's probably the biggest of the bunch so far. And that's the two things I noticed. One, it seems like wood's heavier, or maybe I'm just not as strong as these other folks, and even ladies. Shout out to, I forget which channel the name is. I'll put it in maybe a title or something, but man, that lady just throws those logs around like it's nothing, and I'm just like, maybe I just need to hit the gym more. But the other thing is, you know, my father has always been an outdoorsy type, and he never understood like why. I think even to this day he can't comprehend like how can I sit behind a desk for, you know, 14, 16 hours straight and never, you know, come up until the work's done. And I don't think it has anything to do, you know, I'm finding out this morning, I don't think it has anything to do with indoors or outdoors. I think it's more along the lines of there's work to be done and let's get to the work done. And as I sit out here today, you know, and I'm cutting down this little bit of, I don't know what you call it, trees, underbrush. As I clear off this piece of property, I'm enjoying it the same. It's the same kind of work. It's the same kind of joy that comes out of it. It's just, there's work to be done, and get the work done. I don't care if it's sitting behind a desk or cutting down a tree or building something or digging a hole. There's work to be done. Speaking of work to be done, I better get back at it. Alright. Oh, by the way, today's Halloween. Happy Halloween! Okay. I ran out of battery. So, in case you guys are not aware, see, that's my chainsaw. 40 volt Ryobi electric. Dad, I know you don't like electric, and I may have to get me a gas powered and just have both. Like, have a gas powered to cut down the tree, drop the tree. Gas powered to drop the tree, but then I could use the electric to tidy it up. Maybe it's just me, okay, but I don't like turning on a gas engine, turning it off, turning it on, turning it off, turning it on, turning it off. Now some people who are maybe experts, not me, may say that's perfectly fine, there's nothing wrong with that. Well, it just doesn't seem right to me. Electric, on, off, I don't care. Now, but anyway, so I've gotten a good chunk done. I got me a little bit of wood on here. I've got one tree down that I was trimming up the pieces on the final, I don't know what these terms are, the tree. I was cutting the tree up. And battery died, so. Okay, Dad, I get it. I need another battery. And maybe gas powered, because this thing does kind of bog down But I think that's also partly me. I don't know what I'm doing. So cutting the tree pinches it. Really. Anyway, point is, I guess I'm going to go in here, drop this thing on the charge. I may go ahead and try to sharpen my blade. I'll give you guys a little shot of that. My new sharpener. Thing's cool. Well, theoretically cool. I haven't actually used it. So we'll see. But kind of disappointing. I'd love to have gotten this little piece out of the way so the lawnmower could just come right through here. The tractor, my little bitty tractor, lawnmower. So let's go get the battery charged and let's see if we can sharpen this chain while it's charging. And then I may get out here and just knock down the brush while we're waiting on the charge. There's one other thing I wanted to show you guys. We got this we got this lawnmower. It's 17.5 horsepower, 42-inch blade. You can see it's an E100. It's like their lower end model. But we were just at Lowe's and we weren't even shopping for a lawnmower. I know I needed one because I come from like 0.2 acres and now we have 17 acres. So I know I needed something. Most of it's wooded, but there is a lot of brushy, grassy areas and a lot of leaves. So I was like, well, I need to get something. So this was actually on sale, normally $16.99, but they had it on sale for $9.99 because it was repaired. So when we looked at the ticket and said, hey, what was repaired about it? And said belt keeps slipping off. Now, I can't stand for a belt to pop off. So I had my doubts. I was like, should I buy this thing? Because if that stupid belt keeps popping off, it's going to really be annoying. But I was like, nah, let's do it. So we got it for $9.99. Great deal. It's a nice lawnmower. We went ahead and bought the bagger attachment. And boy, does this thing suck up leaves. It's like a freaking vacuum cleaner. We also got the little trailer for it. But that little trailer, and I'll have to show you that later, but it's up at the barn. That little trailer was it was too tiny. So we needed something a little bigger, you know. So I had this little 4x6 trailer, but there's no way to put it on the lawnmower. But let me show you the attachment I bought on Amazon. So I don't think I can flip my screen. So okay, so here's the attachment I bought. So this is the attachment that comes up here and it goes to a 1 7/8 ball, and then it can attach to my trailer, which is great. However, this piece did not come with this bracket. So when I put it on, this little lip here kept bending down over the weight. So we'd pull the trailer and it would just bounce, and this thing was just bending and bending and bending down. So I found this other attachment. It's a bracket that goes here, and you just drill 2 holes and put in these screws, and now this braces this bracket and gives it a whole lot sturdier connection. And boy, did it make a difference. And now I can run around with my much larger trailer, right, on my tractor and get a lot more done. Now, there's a problem with this. This tractor was not, this little lawnmower really wasn't designed to pull this. So if my tractor breaks, I'm not going to blame John Deere. I am definitely doing stuff this little lawnmower was not designed to do. However, I don't care. I'm one of those, hey, if I can make it work and it does what I needed to do, then we're getting the work done. So I'm going to run this little bad boy until it won't run anymore, and then I'll get something probably a little heavier duty. But right now the budget's tight. We need to get the house sold. Can't really be spending too much more money until the house sells and easily, and then we can worry about getting some bigger, badder tools. Until then, this little guy's gonna have to huff it and make it. So let's anyway. So I gotta get in here and get these blades sharpened, and we'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey, back in the barn here. Battery is now over there being charged. So while that battery is being charged, we're gonna switch over to this bad boy. Got the bar oil filled in. Need to tighten the chain, but guess what? Yep, I left the tool at the house. So we're gonna have to go down to the house, which, by the way, incoming video on that will show you guys how we moved from a 1,700 square foot house down to a 480 square foot house on the Cannon farm here. We downgraded. Well, we'll leave that for that video. This is that charger. This is that sharpener I was talking about. The Wrangler Star did a video on it talking about how this thing, you know, I'm just a homeowner. I'm not a freaking lumberjack, so I mean, yes, could I become a master at sharpening chains? Sure. I don't really want to because there's only so much time in the day. So this bad boy lets you sharpen all the things all at one time, and you don't have to be no master sharpener, and it will allow the everyday homeowner to sharpen their blades on their Ryobi tools and get over it. I actually love Ryobi. So all you people out there that's like, Ryobi sucks, you should get the water, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Ryobi is cheap, and it does everything I need it to do, and I absolutely love them. Matter of fact, check out this thing I got. I'm rambling now, but I don't care. Look at this. It can hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 batteries all at once and charge them and keep them charged. And I got a spare charger down here in case I need to, throw in, because this thing only charges one battery at a time, so it'll go like charge, charge, charge. Well, if you throw in 3 batteries, they're not being charged. They're going to charge them one at a time. So I got this thing to basically maintain my batteries and keep them all running and not have to have 6 of these bad boys laying around. But I've got this one so that if I drop one in here and it's charging and I need a second one charged, I can charge that, or I can throw in that one. I've got a couple of those, well, few of those laying around. But this thing lets me charge all of them at one time and keep them charged or keep them maintained. So I got to go down the house and pick up my bigger batteries. These are my little batteries. I've got a bigger battery. I think Miss Cannon took the other battery with her to Easley when she's doing a party. So I don't know where the other big battery is. So I'm going to go down there and grab that one. Plus I need to grab the little tool to tighten the chain before we get out there cutting. But I think I'm just going to take the little guy out there, cut down a bunch of smaller stuff while big boy is getting charged up. I also got this little guy that I could bust out, but he's definitely not sharp. So I don't really want to sharpen him up. That's really weak too, so there's no way. I think this guy can cut everything that one can. So I'm just going to use this one. It's got a somewhat new blade on it. So, okay, so let me get down to the house, get that battery, get that tool, and re-up on some coffee. Bye. I'm going to show you guys progress. I didn't make a wrap-up video. I'm going to show you I'm going to at least show the progress and then maybe wrap up the video differently. This is the 100th time I've tried to wrap this video up. I'm not good at videos. It's going to take me a minute, and I probably will never be good at videos because that's just who I am. Bright sunshiny day today. It's actually many days after the work, but here is the tree that is still down. I actually left my blocks over there, but I haven't cut that up yet. But you can see here all the work we done over here. Well, I say we, me. April was doing a party. We got a lumber stack. A little stack of wood that I'm starting over there, and then I've got all this brush that'll eventually be burned. Cleaned out this area really good. This had little stumps and mess. Okay, and then out there you can see that was all these little dark spots were little pieces of trees. Got all that cleared up, which looks really nice. The goal is to take down all of this. All of this is going to come down, and hopefully we can have a garden here. We might end up putting the garden over there for the time being until we can actually process all the stumps and clean out all the stumps, and possibly everything will change. Who knows? But it really feels good to see this part open up because we bought 17 acres, but a lot of it's wooded. Like a majority of it. So there is another trail. I took our little lawnmower back through there with the bag attachment on it, sucked up all the leaves, did really well. I'm telling you, my bag attachment's like a yard vacuum cleaner, so it sucks up everything. It's great. Cleaned up all of this area. Looks really nice. Very nice. Can't wait. Can't wait. It's hard to point because I'm looking at the camera. Can't wait to get that down. That's really annoying me. I want that down. Okay, so really making good progress. We started putting some rock at the other entrance. We have two entrances to the property, and both of them now have some crush and run there. And the last little bit that we keep saying we. April, hopefully April can work with me this weekend. But this little area. So right here, there's a little. There was a dark line going right there. You can kind of see I pushed the forest back a little bit, the trees back. Lots of vacuuming of leaves right here. There was just tons of leaves, but you can see down there, pond entrance and all this got cleaned up really good. And we just kind of want to keep doing that. So now I can, my trailer, I want to see that. But my trailer, now I can pull in and back the trailer up to the barn and have a little bit more room. Get in the shade. Have a little bit more room to be able to do that, and also to turn the trailer. It's kind of hard to sometimes turn the trailer, depending on kind of where Anyway, just didn't have a lot of room, even though I got a short Jeep. Okay, so that's the progress. Now, I'm trying to put into words what's going on in here, and sometimes it's very hard. What am I trying to communicate here? I'm trying to communicate that you can accept people without agreeing with them. And I mean fundamentally not agreeing with them. But you can still be a good person and pray for them, accept them, help them. You may not want to hang out with them in the sense of, well, just like your parents said, hopefully said, stop hanging around those people or you'll pick up on the bad habits. It's just, it is like, switch jobs, go somewhere else, find new friends, hang out with new friends, notice their quirks, notice how they laugh, notice what they listen to, notice what they watch on TV, notice what they do with their free time, and I promise you will be picking up on those things. I worked with a guy who coughed a lot. After working with him a bit, I started coughing, and I had to force myself not to cough. That's an involuntary thing. It's just you pick up on whatever you're around. So what I'm saying is you can accept someone, no, not coughing, but you can accept someone as a human, you can be civil with them, and you can disagree with them fundamentally. And you don't have to accept their beliefs. There's not agreement, and not to get into politics right now, but there's a lot of fundamental things that people disagree with. Should we have guns? Should we not? And I'm not going to get into the rest of them, but the guns one, I will stand firm on. And the other one, there's plenty more that I will stand firm on, but the one that just doesn't, like, you live out here. You live where I live, 17 acres. Plenty of acreage around me that is undeveloped. There's no cop, there's no police station, there's no cops around. I need a gun. I am my own defense. I'm my own utility person. I'm my own electrician. I'm my own everything. So I'm my own protection. I'm my own security. So being out here, I need my own weaponry. Now, should it be an AR? Yeah, it should be an AR-15. It should be a shotgun. It should be a 9mm. It should be whatever I want. It should be a 22. It should be a 223. 5.56. It doesn't matter. Say what you want to say. We'll disagree. Okay, that's the point though. We can disagree. We can disagree on fundamental things. We can disagree whether there is a God or not a God. I believe there's a God in heaven. I am an engineer. I'm a programmer. I believe that we were created. I don't see how someone could look at the human body or everything that is around us, the way the sun works, the way the moon works, the way the universe works, and tell me that that was an accident or that they just happened. There was a creator. Now, do you think that it's God? Do you think it's like literal God of the Bible? A Bible? Look, I believe we were created. I don't believe it was an accident, and I don't believe it's something that just evolved. It's not to say again that evolution's not a thing. I think things can change. I think things can evolve. I do not believe that one thing can become another thing. That pine tree over there is not going to magically become an ice cream. I don't care how many billions of years you give it. A fish isn't going to become a human. I don't care how many billions and billions and billions of years you give it. Not going to happen. I believe it's too complex than that. So, however, with that being said, that doesn't mean you can't accept me as a friend, and we can be civil, we can agree to disagree, we can disagree, or we can disagree and it can get violent. Choose one. And I recommend to everyone out there that if someone is trying to force you to believe anything, you don't have to be forced to believe in God. You don't have to be forced to not believe in God. You do not have to be forced to be a Second Amendment advocate. You do not have to be forced to lose your guns and give up your guns. You can let it go. You can give up all your weaponry. If you right now choose to take your whole arsenal and all your ammunition and hand it over to the government, have at it. It's your right. I also have the right to not do that. And I think there are plenty of other people like me, and I think there are plenty of other people that will stand beside me, arm in arm, and defend those rights. And I will go to war for those rights. I don't want to. I have zero desire to. I conceal carry. I'd never want to shoot someone. I will defend myself or others that need it. I will never, and I hope to God, I pray to God that I never have to, but I would. That's the right thing to do. People should have no right to put your life in danger, period. If they do, they forfeit their right to live. Don't want that to happen? Don't put anyone's life in danger. Don't want to get shot? Don't attack someone with a knife. Don't want to get shot? Don't attack someone with a baseball bat. If you don't understand force, you've never been hit. Why would you shoot someone? They just had a knife. Why would you shoot them? They just had a bat. I'm betting every single person that would make that statement's never been hit with a fist. Or much less a metal or wooden bat. Or much less been stabbed. You don't think a knife is dangerous? You don't know. You don't. And if you don't understand how deadly that is, you've never fought another human being, even unarmed, if you don't understand how dangerous it is. I weigh 158 pounds. Do not think that I am foolish enough to think I can take on a 200 and 225 pound man. That is ridiculous. I will get my butt handed to me. Unless I just happen to be more skilled than that person by a lot or get uber lucky. That is ridiculous to think that I could do that. My point is, and I got way on a sidetrack here, but the Second Amendment is super important. Being able to defend myself is very important. I couldn't take on could I take on someone that's 200, 220, 260? Maybe. Maybe, if I'm lucky and if I'm better skilled than that person. But if I'm matched equal skill to someone that's 220, 225, I don't have a chance. I'm a $158. So I'm not foolish enough to think that I can do that. And then, okay, so add 2 or 3 other guys. You don't have a chance. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is there's a way to. I have friends that don't believe in God. We disagree. We have discussions. We talk about it. I value their opinions greatly. You know who you are. I hope you're watching this video. Love you. Miss you a lot. Don't get to see. I don't get to see my friends as much as I used to because we used to see each other often. And since I moved, I don't. And this is what I mean. This person doesn't have the same political beliefs I have. This person doesn't have the same religious beliefs I have. But that doesn't mean I can't love them. A lot. And it doesn't mean that we can't live in a very civil society where we love each other. I don't care what race you are. I don't care what religion you are, unless you're a hateful religion that wants to kill everybody, and that would be bad. Unless you're a race that is very racist. I think if we could just come together, regardless of our race, regardless of our religious beliefs, regardless of our political beliefs, and just love each other, it would be easy. I'm a Christian. I believe the Bible. The Bible says the 2 most important commandments are to love your God and to love your neighbor as yourself. So, if we could literally do those 2 things, game changer. Even if you leave out the first part, which I would recommend not, if you just loved your neighbor as yourself, game changer. Game changer. I hope our country can get there. I hope we all can get there. And I hope we can love each other regardless of what we think. Regardless of our political beliefs, regardless of our religious beliefs. Just love one another. Don't mean you have to agree. Don't mean you have to accept their beliefs. We live in a country, the only country, that is free. We don't need to lose that. And we don't need to lose that based on an election. We don't need to be divided. I don't mind saying I voted for Trump. And I don't mind saying that he's divisive. I also don't mind saying that it's not all his fault. I do believe it's some of his fault because I am a lot like Trump in the sense of, you think you hate Trump. If I was the president, you would despise me. Because I don't put up with a lot. That's why I don't have a lot of friends. It's hard to be friends with me. It's hard to be friends with me because I'm very... I'm very clear where I stand, and I don't mind saying it. I also don't mind standing on my beliefs until I'm proven otherwise. Not just because you have a belief or a feeling, or prove it. Prove it and we can have a discussion. I may change my mind. I've changed my mind on a few things throughout my life. But anyway, Phil Robertson says it best. Love God. Love your neighbor. He always said that. He said it a dozen times. I finally read it in the Bible the other day. I think I want to say it's Matthew. Don't remember. Yeah, I think it was Matthew. 18 to 20, something like that, I think. love God, love your neighbor as yourself. Pretty easy.